Sort of a panoramic view to bring us on board here outside Las Vegas. And we're gathered here for the annual World Championship Soldier of Fortune 3-gun tactical match in Las Vegas, Nevada. Edit 3, 2, 1. I'm going to be starting here at stage 3 only because it's the closest one to the parking lot. Stage 3 is called Beirut Sniper. Beirut Sniper is a 6-station continuous assault with a total of 12 targets, 11 steel knockdown targets, and 1 cardboard target. We're here at position 1, firing from the prone position to a long-range target.
You have to pass the time.
And our targets are way out there. As you can see, a lot of running is involved in these stages. What we'll try and do a little bit later on is get permission from one of the shooters to perhaps follow the line along with them so that we can see exactly what they're seeing. As you can hear, there are shots and hits.
Is this why you're stuck here on the table? Yeah. Don't bring that gun up. We'll shoot your ass off. There are people downrange.
Edit 3, 2, 1. One of the competitors has granted us permission to follow behind him. To give you an idea, more or less what he's seeing. His first set of targets are these 3 steel plates that are directly in front of him. 2 on the left, 1 on the right.
Ready? Take a walk, go ahead and swing it.
Next what we have is stage 2, which is called the Israeli Bus Rescue. It is a shotgun stage. Edit that back. Stage 2, the Israeli Bus Rescue, is a pistol shotgun combination reactive target. Edit 3, 2, 1. We'll give you kind of a brief overview of what the target scenario looks like. Girlfriend, whatever.
She's already ready and we'll shoot you right after that.
Here's some of the range staff here at the Israeli bus exercise.
Yeah, and the bus.
And they help make sure that everything remains as safe as possible.
My gang ain't here.
He starts inside the truck and is engaging the first set of targets with his pistol.
I can hear this thing because that gives me
He now retrieves his shotgun.
Hey, you missed a target.
He has to fire at a target over the hood of the truck. As you can hear, a steel plate was hit and fell. Another one. Another one. Doing very well. Now he's moving on to his next position.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cautiously moving to the front. They have to use tactical use of the vehicles. So they can't just stand out in the open and be a target themselves. Now, some of these targets we're not going to be able to see once he enters the bus.
Over. You bet. Go grab your shotgun and step up here with me. All right, we'll carry you on.
Now entering the bus. There may be hostiles inside or not. They check the scenario. Obviously there were.
Hey, where'd you shoot the house up there? I saw it. I got it 26. Jesus. You're going to really put that on that one. Mine put that on the inside. The kid that was in front of me. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's really good. That's too good. That one. That was the first 2 shots from the barrel.
And the last thunk you heard there was the stop target, which was painted fluorescent orange, and that stops the timer. Edit 3, 2, 1. I'm afraid my reaction time on the first shot wasn't fast enough to show you what the competitor is shooting at once he opens the door of the truck. The truck is positioned as you see it. Over to our left are 3 targets. They have to be good solid hits, and they knock the targets down on the pole. If they're peripheral hits, or if they were hit with a minor caliber, for instance, a 9mm might not always knock the target down with one shot. You may need a quick follow-up shot to rock it off its support. Edit 3, 2, 1. As before, the competitor now exits the truck, holstering his pistol, unsafe of course, retrieves the shotgun, and we'll move on to the next stage.
Be sure to put safety on the shotgun if you don't run it right.
2, 1. Edit 3, 2, 1. Just to show the international flavor of this competition, the next shooter's first name is Eduardo. We're going to have to get his last name shortly. He actually is a member of the press over in Spain. He's a gun lover, has a collection over there, although they have a lot of restrictions. And he was just talking to us about how much fun it is to be able to come to America, where, for the time being, we still maintain the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms, so that we can do recreational shooting at our leisure on approved ranges or in safe areas. We'll take a few extra shots of him, and who knows, perhaps he'll use some shots of himself shooting this match to fight for our cause even internationally. 3, 2, 1. Eduardo is getting ready to make his run. We'll listen for the range officer's instructions and try and follow him through the early part of this.
Your protection?
So we get 3 days to set up. Yeah.
Shooter is ready. Stand by.
Firing a pistol inside there would be a little loud. Your protection is mandatory.
That's the one I was like saying. Let's crawl along. I did okay after I got it.
Well, it's an old rule. Pistols fail when you most need them. He's having some problem because he's manually jacking each round into the chamber. Oops, excuse me. Now he's firing at 2 targets over the hood of the car. Make that 3 targets. Now you can see one of the bad guys hiding just around the corner. Again, the idea is tactical. That's the first target visible. As you fire at that one, you can roll around the side of the half track and pick up the other targets while maintaining cover for yourself. It would not be fair to speed your time up by simply running around the end of the truck and taking out all of them. However, he did pretty well on that stage. Now he has to engage a hostile over the top of the half track. Now we're switching back to pistol. And we're going to be losing him in the bus here where unfortunately we can't follow right now. Sounds like some good hits though. here we are at stage 1. As you can tell, I'm doing things backwards and sideways, which is sort of how I picture life. Anyway, edit. 3, 2, 1. We're now at stage 1, which is called Rock House. It's a 6-station continuous assault with 21 targets. It's a pistol-shotgun combination stage, beginning with the shooter in freestyle, initiated by signal, as always. The shooter then engages 4 targets, moves to second stage, and then onward, simulating an assault on a crack house. Edit. 3, 2, 1. Now, we can't stress over and over again that safety is a prime concern here, since there are so many shooters and so many different stages. Guns are always checked before entering the actual target area. You may not be able to make it out, but there's a steel screen there. He's charging his magazine up. The range judge is giving him an idea of what takes place at that particular stage, although he'll actually be starting in the front of the car that is at the right of the screen at the moment. Edit. 3, 2, 1. He's going to be engaging. Now he'll be engaging these targets here, and he is located at the back of it. As you can hear, he had several hits on that target, but it didn't go down until the third one. Now he races in, retrieves a shotgun. Now inside the house, he has to cross to the far corner, engage a target, prone on the floor, then crawl behind a couch, using it as cover and engaging his last target in a stoplight.
9, 10, 11, and 12 with 5 shots.
That is the stage known as Rock House.
5.
Edit. 3, 2, 1. Next is stage 8, which is called Increasing Distance, and it is a pistol target setup. In this stage, however, there is one difference. Downrange, as you see the targets. Edit. 3, 2, 1. Downrange, as you see the targets, which are now in focus, you see that there are also no-shoot targets next to them. And we'll follow one of the shooters through the stage as soon as someone is set to go. From the way the targets are set up, you can see that they actually could be either called increasing distance or decreasing distance. If you start from the left and work right, it's decreasing distance, meaning that the no-shoot target is getting closer and closer as you go along. If you happen to start on the right-hand side, however, as you go to the left, the shoot target is getting more and more in the clear. And here's the shooter engaging the targets. As you can see, as the targets are getting, the no-shoot targets are getting a little farther apart, the contestant is being gradually drawn farther and farther from him. This compensates somewhat for the closeness of the targets early on and the separation of targets later on in the course of fire.
Now that's come down. Good.
As every one of us who are shooters know, in an ideal world, every draw that produced a shot would also produce a hit. That's not always so, however. Edit 3, 2, 1. Next we're going to be covering stage 6, which is called Happy Valley. It's a 5-station continuous assault with 25 targets total. It's a rifle-pistol combination stage. Ready condition is with a rifle loaded with 10 rounds only, and pistol loaded and holstered. Rifle is freestyle ready. Stage begins with shooter in the helicopter simulation and is initiated by an audible signal, at which time the shooter engages 5 targets at figure A and 5 targets at figure B from the rifle with the first stage. The shooter must stay aboard the helicopter simulation until all rifle rounds are used, and he is scored on that basis. The shooter then proceeds to the following stages using a combination of rifle and pistol as the various scenarios present. Part of this scenario is a rescue of POWs in a camp. As you can see from the name of the camp, someone has a sense of humor. We'll try and follow one of the shooters through this course of fire.
You're going to have to worry about getting that strap off.
Then he's going to have to keep it out anyway. So you got to run all the way through here.
Okay, okay.
And I don't know where it was.
Unstrap it off.
To give you an idea of the range, we are shooting targets that are way out here.
That's 3, 4, back. Do that.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to see these targets, and it was decided for safety's sake we won't tag along after these shooters. Bob Brown is going to take us through one of these shoots later on at some times, but we don't have to be running around with them.
Yeah, I don't like how that rifle's pointing either.
It's empty.
You may have heard just a few seconds ago a whirring sound from a marginal hit and ricochet. But as you can tell from the way these ranges are constructed, there are high berms all the way around, plenty of secure bullet stops. Edit 3, 2, 1. Now we're here at stage 7, which is a pistol close assault course. A 5-station continuous assault with 13 steel knockdown targets. And you enter the house, which has a passed out wino out in front. And as you negotiate your way through the house, you then have to engage these steel knockdown targets which are out here. And hopefully we'll have someone ready to go through the course in a few minutes, and we'll follow their course of fire. I think also as a special treat, Bob Brown is going to go through this with us tomorrow morning, so that we can follow closely behind us, and he can sort of give us a running commentary, since we'll be doing the shoot for pleasure and not for speed or competition. So we'll wait for someone to show up, and then we'll give you a quick look at what this looks like.
See? Go there. Stage 4.
Edit, 3, 2, 1. Next we'll be visiting stage 5, which is called Bug Out, which is politely called a retrograde action, which means fighting as you retreat. It's a shotgun, pistol, and rifle combination stage. Bit, 3, 2, 1. Looking at an overview of the course of fire. The shooter is at the most distant point, which we'll try and focus in on you here. He's between these two barricades. As the course progresses, he'll actually be coming closer to us as he fights a retrograde action. There's going to be retrieving his rifle. Nope. Shots first. And he's shooting at some targets which are out in the distance, which haven't made out right too well right now. There we go. He's the one on the right. He's shooting for the one on the center. And then that's the stop plate over on this last barrel here. There we go. And he's now finished his course of fire.
That's a problem. Each time you get to the
Edit, 3, 2, 1. This is just a nice, slow overview of these beautiful desert surroundings. And we encounter the ranges here, the parking lots. We have some military vehicles stacked up along some of these shooting areas. But it's just a beautiful day here out in the Nevada desert. A lot of people having a lot of fun shooting. Edit, 3, 2, 1. Just another overall view of some of the different stages. They can be seen from this elevated position here. Lots of different courses of fire all going on at once. Just a beautiful, clear day. Edit, 3, 2, 1. Lastly, we're going to cover stage 4, which is long-range sniper. And by long range, I do mean long range. See in a minute. Our shooter is hit with the camouflage netting. And our targets, as you can see, start relatively close. And get further, and further, and further away.
Oh, shit.
Whereas the rabbit, the ever-ready rabbit, just keeps on going. Way up into the hills, we have up to target 20. So far, no one has made it up that high. That gentleman in the shop just got up to 13, which is considered good here.
Good to you, 20 rounds?
Yep.
Shooter number, please.
29-2.
We're working plate 4.
Go ahead and load your man.
Okay.
The competitors here have been told it's an extremely humbling event, even if you consider yourself a good rifle shot. Those steel plates aren't very big, and as they get out there a little further, they get tinier and tinier looking.
That's imminent right there in the cowboy hat.
Oh, all right. What squad calling up for tonight?
one important point I failed to mention was we're dealing with open sights here, not telescopic sights.
I got it.
With that in mind, consider the ranges again. Here we are, normal view. As we get out further, we're just going to let the telescopic lens on the camera make up for the difference. Let's see where it could get to be a little difficult.
I'm going first.
Still a beautiful day out here in Nevada.
Okay, I need 22 rounds of ammo.
Now, when I say ready, I need the contestants to come toward the taped line there. That is the field of play. That's the area of combat. I will say ready, and then I will blow the whistle. When you hear the whistle blow the second time, that means stop. That means you're either out of bounds or something else is going wrong. We're stopping competition. So, are we ready on the right? Ready on the left? That is it. All right, girls. That's great. Now, like I say, when you hear that first whistle, you go. When I blow that second whistle, stop immediately. That's for your own safety. And that also might mean somebody's a winner, too. But that'll be obvious. When someone is wet, one person goes in the pool, they're the loser, as long as the other person is standing up with their stick in their hand. Basically, we just want a fair fight. Guys, no crotch shots, okay? The winner is the person standing with their weapon in their hand. Thank you, ladies. And Jeff Foster should be on deck right now. Get suited up for the next match. Okay, gentlemen, this is it. Are we ready?
Go! Get it!
Okay, I need you to go back to your starting position. You need to stay in front of that tape line there. That is your area of competition. Ready?
Come on!
We have the winner, all right. We need to find out the winner's name. John Teets, the first winner. All right, John. We have a winner. All right.
Quickie.
Do it over! Do it over!
Ready? We have a winner. Good job. Are we ready?
Come on, Judge, wake up! Get in the pool! Fuck him up!
All right, gentlemen, thank you. Are we ready?
King of the hill.
Power!
We have another winner. I need you to come over here and let us know who you are. We have a winner. Yes. Are we ready? All right, we get to try again. That bad breath may be an advantage, huh? Ready? You need to have your weapon in your hands. We get to do it again. The weapon in this case, of course. Okay, ready? All right, we have the champion for tonight. How about a hand for the champion in the heavyweight division? Good.
3, 2, 1. We're here at the Soldier Fortune Convention, and Bob Brown is going to shoot a couple of these stages for us. Not for time, however, so that we can slowly follow behind him.
So I know, I stopped it when you guys started buying $600 expansion chambers for the 45, you know.
What the hell's an expansion chamber? Is that like a compensator?
It's got a, no, I saw these guys, you know, it's like, you have to have a $4,000 gun to win now. So literally adjust the headspace of the, adjust headspace as the gun heats up. Connect it to the, and then you get a compensator.
Brown is going to run this. They're going to run him just like anybody else.
Heads, you know.
But the cameramen have something they want me to say to him as we begin rolling. And I'll say that, and then you'll give him the commands, and you'll have to talk loud because he's wearing plugs and muffs.
Okay.
And give him the signal, and you'll go through it.
Seth, hit me. Not too hard, man. Okay. Yeah, if you step out of the bounds where our lines are there,
I'll already brief you.
you brief you on it?
Yeah,
Okay.
no problem. Colonel, if you'll face downrange and make ready. Okay, Colonel, you're about to engage a hostage scenario. Are you ready?
Ready.
Draw to the guard. Draw to the guard.
Shooter ready? Stand by. Ready?
You're down. Go.
Left foot, cover. Left foot. Left foot in. Muscle down in. Straight ahead, over here, window forward. Cover.
Tap, rack, bang. Tap the bottom, racket. Tap the bottom, Colonel.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Son of a bitch. She's high. Okay, clear your weapon, please. Pardon? Clear your weapon. Okay, slide forward, get your gun. Holster.
And we completed that stage.
78. Don't.
And we're in another one of the stages. The Colonel is going to be shooting the crack house scenario that we featured a little earlier, following some other competitors through. He'll receive his instructions, and then we'll try and follow behind him and show you how it's done.
Start with the pistol out, and basically something like this or like this. And again, using the tire and the wheel for cover. You shoot at those four. When you move down there, you'll shoot at the low four.
Shotgun, pick up the shotgun, through the window. No, engage 4 targets through the door. Move to the window, targets back to the door, stop.
We'll go through the normal shooter commands. I'll ask you if you're ready. You'll give me a roger. We'll say stand by, ready, and then there'll be a beep.
Where you at? Beep, you
Very good. Okay, go ahead and draw your pistol. And assume your position behind the car. Just a little bit to your left. And you can be sighted right in on a target. Is the shooter ready? Ready. Stand by. Ready? Back to the back of the car. Holster.
This point he holsters his gun, and he's going to run up and retrieve the gun from the fallen officer. As you can see, we have several film crews out here with us.
Take it back here and mark it.
Colonel Robert F. Brown. Colonel Brown's getting ready for the next stage of fire, which is going to be the Israeli bus rescue.
There's quite a few. I think there's about 13 shotguns.
There are quite a few press members gathered around.
Shotgun full and those carriers full. No.
There it is, ready. Stand by.
You can see, loaders are there. He's explaining how the stage is run. He's going to start off inside the cab of the truck, firing a pistol out the driver's side window at 3 hostiles. Then he's going to exit the truck, remove a shotgun from a storage facility. He's going to engage additional targets over the hood of the truck. Then he's going to move forward to the half track, pick out some targets there, move in front of the half track, pick up additional targets, then onto the bus, and separate the hostiles from the civilians.
There he is, Big Al.
You'll note that even though Bob Brown has a worldwide reputation, he's the owner of the magazine and in fact sponsors this entire deal, he still needs to receive safety instructions and followed by the range officer. Safe gun handling is encouraged at all times. Not that he would ever forget, but this becomes such a routine that everybody gets the same training regardless of their standing.
loaded fully.
Save the hostages, they're just going to hose down the whole area.
Float all the way out there to stay. Those three have to come down before you can leave the truck. Make it extremely safe. Revolt, you're coming out of the truck. Pull your kneecap.
We have to be a little tricky filming this. We're in a confined area with lots of heavy metal vehicles and heavy metal targets, so a spotter is a big concern. We can't get right on top of the journal flying through this. We're going to do the best we can to give you an idea of what this is like. Believe me, these distances are deceiving, and when you're under the pressure of firing for a match, firing in real life, of course, and in his position firing not only with his reputation, but with international press here filming, the adrenaline's running. That front sight has a tendency to dance around a little.
Shooter is ready. Stand by.
Out, retrieve a shotgun, and he's going to be shooting over the hood of the vehicle, and just set his targets back here. He's reloading on the move while using the half track to cover, and he's going to be shooting at some of his cluster targets that you can see on the right-hand part of the screen. Focusing on a little bit. He's not missing. Again, reloading in cover. As you can see, there's also no-shoot targets there, which are the white ones marked with the black stripe. There are penalties assessed if you kill hostages. Again, reloading behind cover. He's going to engage the two hostile targets, and there's a no-shoot target in between. Three hostile targets. My error, I didn't see one of them. Now he's putting the shotgun down. He's going to be entering a bus scenario where there are shoot and no-shoot targets, using pistol only, just the way the Israelis actually did do it. Let's try and get some shots in, just to show you what the scenario looks like. For all the safety officers, it's a little too crowded in there, so I should be flying out. What the bus looks like inside. The driver has already been killed. There are no shoot targets, and of course the colonel got all of the shoot targets. They are down. The range officers are now resetting them. There are two of them out the back of the bus right there. All in all, a lot of fun was had by all. We're here at the firepower demonstration. We have a mini Browning field piece. We'll try and get some close-ups of what the gun itself is doing, and then maybe take a look down range. I've got the vehicle set up down there, some dynamite, gasoline, a whole bunch of things.
No, or behind the tire. Behind the tire next to the quarter panel. Yeah.
Well, he's been under fire before.
Yeah, that's the hole right behind the tire.
I'm not saying that it's a sticky person. Well, it's your car? Oh, you're worried about the car. Yeah, you go for the
Flag, there's law enforcement trying to say,
As you can see, there are a lot of people out here.
H&K materials and other things. They also have some suppressed weapons that you'll like. The suppressors are manufactured by a special op shop. And to explain things to you, before anything else, I'd like to introduce my compadre, Chris Chodo here with Machine Gun News, the gray shirt. He writes about all the big products. Now I'll turn the mic over to John Weir.
Hi, I hope everybody's having a good time. John Ware with SRT Supply. We're going to first, we designed a suppressor system for the 308 Remington sniper rifle, and it's removable. You take the barrel back to 18 inches, reach down it. We're going to shoot it now with and without the suppressor on, so you can hear the difference.
Real tough to catch the suppressor.
You always want to perform this operation without a round in the chamber.
That's real point.
What's the barrel length on that, John? 18 inches barrel.
Normally they're 20. Barrels are normally 24 inches. We cut them off to 18 so the suppressor doesn't hang out so far. With the suppressor installed, your overall length would be 27 inches on the barrel. We're getting right now about a 1/4 inch roof at 100 yards with regular 168 grain match Winchester.
You're using a supersonic ammunition.
Regular standard supersonic. You can use subsonic if you want, but with subsonic you just haven't gotten as much reach out and touch someone as you have with 168. So there it is.
For those of you who aren't too familiar with those suppressors, you won't hear much here, but listen downrange, you'll hear a sonic crack. It will either impact or passes something.
We also found with the suppressors installed, it cuts your recoil by about half. So there's no recoil, you don't get any blast or any flash at night. And the maintenance on these are all stainless steel, so when you're done shooting them, you clean them with hot soap and water in the kitchen sink. It works great.
It makes me feel so good to know this.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. But, you know, the difference between being here and being there isn't much. Pops like a 22. For those interested in what John and I were discussing,
we got some other stuff here too. Some HK guns.
assigned position on the line here
Is the 40 caliber MP5. HK just got it in about 2 weeks ago. It's a close sample.
Twirls around
sold
here.
The law enforcement so far they work pretty well. They're a lot different from the 9mm.
we're right on their supply of jellied gasoline and napalm, which is a precarious situation, I would suppose, but these people know what they're doing, and although I'll sit here with crossed fingers, I assume we're not going to have any trouble.
This is by Mr. Joe.
Nice.
So we just designed a suppressor system for this. The barrels on these guns are threaded, and they also have the 3-lug. We are...
They're out here. That's fine.
The only thing you're missing here is the smell of the gunpowder.
Those again you can see at the table, they'll be out. That suppressor will also fit the 10mm, which we have the 10mm gun here, but we didn't bring any ammo in, we wanted to bring on the plane. So we just shot the 40. The next gun that we'll shoot is a 9mm Excalibur. This suppressor is made out of titanium. It weighs 6.5 ounces, and we designed it for pistols, but you'll see Chris shooting his Beretta. He's got a Beretta 92 Select Fire manufactured by R&R Enterprises, and it's 950 rounds per minute. We're also going to fire the Colt 9mm submachine gun, and that also, we have the Excalibur suppression unit out of titanium mounted on it. The nice thing about the Excalibur is it will work in most pistols. Pistols are somewhat funky with heavy suppression on the end of titanium takes care of that.
There's a couple more 2.5 gallons of it goes up and you kill.
Check with Billy up there and draw one of their keys because they have 2 between them.
But you gotta help them.
He's up there.
Pistols, or handguns, machine guns, rifles, carbines, just about anything you want. Send us your gun, we'll fix it up for you.
buy me one of those for Christmas?
Yeah, then when you make your entry, you just have to be pulling a little red wagon behind
Firepower
you.
low baggage. Don't know if you can tell, he has a thread protector on the end of the barrel that he just removed the screw can run on the muzzle now.
Yeah, like that, just gonna...
Oh, you're talking right around it. Go all the way around it, Don.
Suppressor system called the Genesis that we designed for departments and regular individuals who have bought MP5 before a couple of years ago. Where their barrels have the 3-lug systems on the end, but no threads. We have a snap-on system that's spring-loaded. It's made out of stainless steel. It's called the Genesis 9mm. It works great. We've got a lot of departments in them right now. We love them because you can snap them on and off in just a second. We'll have these at the table if y'all want to come by and look at them. You can play with it there. The gun we're firing on is the MP5 Navy gun. It has a threaded barrel, but we leave the thread protector over it. But like I said, the Genesis is snap on any MP5. And we guarantee alignment on factory guns, factory barrels. We can't guarantee alignment on some converted barrels or thread tips. But most of the time, 95% of the time, the thread tips are within tolerance and they work fine. We're going to compare it next to the MP5SD, which is internally suppressed HJ up in the 9mm. It's pretty much the comparer, because a lot of people got them and we see them fire and they're very quiet. Yes. But that is an original SD. It's not a conversion. It came from Germany just like it did. And it's probably got 30,000 rounds through it. The suppressors, they usually don't wear out. The SD suppressor is made out of aluminum, and they work fine. Genesis, again, you wash it with hot soap and water. About every 10,000 rounds of these, if you want to fill them with shooter's choice, you want them soak overnight, you want to wash them with hot soap and water. You want them dry, though. These are not greased in the can. You wet them if you want to, and sometimes it'll make them a little bit quieter, but you're better off not to. Just go with the dry can, because it's so much easier to take care of and work with. Yeah. Chuck's going to show you how the snaps on. You just push down, you turn a quarter of an inch, and it locks into the lugs. You want to pull it and make sure that it is locked and it's solid.
There's an aerial target over here, but it's on the wrong side.
All right, go ahead, guys. Again, we're shooting subsonic ammunition, and the SD, we're shooting a 124 grain ball. It has an internal port system, so it bleeds gas off and lowers the bullet to a subsonic level. There's not that much difference. I don't know if you guys can hear any difference, but from here, there's very little difference between the two guns. Yeah, the main difference, and Chris brings up, the external systems, you can put any kind of ammunition in the MP5 that you want to, plus P+, black tip Israeli, any kind of high velocity ammo. You're going to get more noise. It's going to be a little louder, but you get a lot more penetration with the faster ammunition. The SD is designed for 124 grain standard velocity military ammunition. Standard velocity 9mm. And it lowers the velocity of the bullet, so even if you put a P+ in it, which is really not designed for it, it's going to lower the velocity. That's it. He goes fast. Okay, that's the end of our demo. I think we shot everything we had. We also have a 35 suppressor. It's in titanium, and
And I got to shoot that. It's very
Going to do the push mat.
Steve, you want to tell more about that?
We're 1 hour program.
Steve has a very southern accent.
Hi folks,
South Australia.
very southern. I'm all the way from Australia. So I guess it's about as far south as you can go. But we introduced this rifle last year, and we've made some substantial differences with the improvements. So we didn't that time. And what we've done is we've added a last round bolt stop and a left-hand, right-hand magazine release. And what I'm going to show you right now is just two magazines. One where we'll empty it and show the last round bolt stop, take the magazine out and put the magazine back in again. Basically what we have here is a gun that's 31.5 inches long and it has a 22-inch barrel. Great accuracy, and because the barrel really allows you to get 1 minute of angle or about a 1-inch group at 100 yards, that's much differently. As well as you can't shoot, the rifle just points in one direction and it just shoots beautiful groups all the time. The way you break the gun down is very simple. It's just you have these takedown pins here, press that pin and that pin. The gun breaks open and you have the bolt. Now what we did with this gun is that we built a new rifle from the ground up. We didn't convert an M16 or an AR-15. We built it right from the ground up. Because what we wanted to do was make a bullpup gun for the United States. Because there's no longer any other bullpups available made in the country where you can't get any importation of it. What we've done is we've actually got the best features of a number of different rifles. We've got an M16 AR-15 type bolt, 7-rod rotating cam, on a twin cam, spring-loaded base there. We've got a Kalashnikov gas system in here, which is a short-stroke piston working from the top of the barrel. And we have an AK-47 type ignition system. So what we've done is rather than reinvent the wheel, we've got things going with the best systems developed and all other product that's around right now. So we feel quite comfortable with the rifle because we know the product's going to work. And so we put this back in, it can only go back one way.
Yeah, I will ignite this tracer.
Back home.
Ignite this tracer. Say it again. What'll ignite this? The what? Any impact on it? The impact on that? Oh, that's like an exploding. What's it made out of?
The target? This is a styrofoam sealer, and then there's powder on the inside.
And just the force of the bullet hit the powder?
It comes with a scope kind of shit. I understand that the scope things that we have will fit this particular.
Just ignite the gas. Yeah.
Okay? For the time of the place, we'll just give you some demonstration of how it works.
I know it.
Magazine can be removed.
Probably ain't much danger.
Take the magazine out. You flip it. Push the magazine. Face forward.
For some of you people that were here last year at the exhibition down at the convention center, we had the front sight that protruded through your handguards. And as you mentioned earlier, we had a great response from our customers that would rather than have the 20-inch sight radius, and a lot of you people out here recommends that you take a 20-inch barrel, cut it down to 17.5 inches. The only problem with that sometimes is you do have a gas fluctuation, or what the civilian or some of the gun enthusiasts refer to as a short stroke problem. What we have done is the actual original front sight base sits midway at the handguard, and all we've done is taken a different 4-inch front sight base and moved it forward and achieved it onto the barrel using 2 cable pins, just like you would on the original front sight. We've sold quite a few of these to the DEA and to customs agents already, and with great response. So it's something that was long in coming. And, we have a great response to our civilian market as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is
Can't imagine.
also we have the rubber butt plate for telestock assembly. A lot of things that the customers complained about the telestocks, especially for smaller people, is that when you fix the weapon in the pocket of your shoulder, it kind of tends to move around. What we have done is we just taken a...
We're moving them forward. They're mixing napalm right over here because they were getting a little nervous. So was the sound man. Okay, let's hear it for Bushmaster.
Jim, you met Kirk.
All your upper assemblies are...
I'll be
narrating this little presentation. The SR-25 is, in many ways, kind of a rebirth of the AR-10 rifle. If you've say, what the heck's an AR-10? Well, before the AR-15 came along, or the M16, there was a 308 rifle of about the same configuration. It was put in military trials against the M14 and the FAL. And it was such a revolutionary rifle. It was quite an excellent rifle, but it was such a revolutionary rifle that it didn't get any significant adoptance by anybody. It was made in Netherlands for the Sudan and the Portuguese in small quantities, but the rifle was pretty unsuccessful, even though it was an excellent design. When the U.S. Army adopted the M16 in 223, it was basically the same design rifle, and of course it's been developed into one of the best assault rifles in the world. And it's widely used by many nations besides the United States. Well, the AR-15 rifle has some excellent ergonomics, very conveniently located safety, very fast magazine change, a lot of good features. Well, the idea was to come up with a 308 sniper rifle that was semi-automatic and could shoot right beside a bolt gun in accuracy. So Reed Knight, who's the owner of Knight Manufacturing, got with Gene Stoner, the guy that designed the M16, and basically what they did was re-engineer the AR-15 back to a 308. The two rifles have about a 60% parts commonality. Basically what they did was design an AR-10 308 rifle, but did it with as many M16 parts as they could. So to make it easier to manufacture and to make it better for any military agency that would be using it. Now, one of the advantages of the SR-25 is that the rifle has a totally free-floating barrel. Now, when you have a semi-automatic sniper rifle, there's two big problems that you have to contend with. One is the fact that you have a gas system hanging off the barrel with a reciprocating piston, which puts vibrations into the barrel, and it's generally a problem for accuracy.
So what are these 5 rounds?
When you look at what's done with an M14 or M1 Grand, whenever the accuracy goes sour, it's a high percentage of the time.
What if I just have to prove the 4 or 5 gallons off?
So that's one problem, and the other is bedding. Stock bedding in the semi-automatics can be a major problem, and it's always been a problem with the M14. The Marine Corps has been able to overcome it by welding lugs onto the receiver, hold it down into the rifle stock, use fiberglass stocks, things like that. Well, with the SR-25 and the AR-15 type system, there's only a gas tube that comes off of the barrel goes back to the bolt carrier to supply cycling of the action. You don't have a big gas cylinder or gas piston things clanking around on the barrel. This is a major advantage of this type of rifle amongst all the semi-automatics. And because of the way the rifle is designed, there is no bedding. There is none. The barrel is free floating to the receiver. There's an upper receiver and a lower receiver that are pinned together by two pins. Well, the net result is a semi-automatic rifle that if you have a really good barrel, it can be extremely accurate. The SR-25 rifle is extremely accurate. In my test, a brand new one off the shelf will easily shoot 1 minute of angle or 20 strips at 100 yards. As the rifle is shot and gets...
We'll take a 2.5, so we'll 12 of them, so we'll put them on the second row.
We're broken in. They start actually shooting better.
So I'm going to draw up 12.
It's typical for a good, well-broken in SR-25 to be able to shoot 1/2 of a minute angle or just above it.
Dynamite, yeah.
Now the rifle,
which means what we'll do is we'll double
it's 308,
the 2.5
uses a 20-shot magazine.
on the depth we started on.
It's
We'll take one in front and wait it.
it's spec sheet here. He has a Remington hammer forged barrel that uses a 11.75-inch twist. The barrel, by hammer forged, means that they take a mandrel, which has the exact configuration of the rifle and bore, and they hammer a cylinder around it that's already been bored out, and you end up with probably the best way to make a rifle. It also makes a very hard rifle barrel. The rifling system has what we call 5-arm rifling, which is 5-groove system rifling with no real sharp corners. Now Eric here is assembling the SR-25. You will note that it comes in 2 groups, the upper and the lower. They're held together with pins so that the rifle can actually be carried in a very short, compact configuration, which is ideal for parachuting or submarine lockouts and things like that. It takes just seconds to put the rifle together. Well, Eric, before you start shooting, why don't you hold it up and we'll point out some features. The barrel is totally free floated. Like I say, there's the handguard that's in Eric's left hand does not touch the barrel at any point. The receiver, upper receiver, has a NATO-type scope mounting rail, commonly called the Picatinny rail here in the United States. The rings themselves are made by Knight to get to the tight tolerances that they use. The care that's going into the manufacture of this rifle is absolutely incredible. They hold to tolerances that are unheard of in any semi-automatic manufacturer today. We're talking maybe 1/1000th of an inch run out on the turning of the barrel. The chambers they use the Obermeyer target type chamber. They chamber it to a +1/1000th -0 tolerance. Nobody I know uses that kind of tolerance. You'll note there's a mounting base for a front sight, point that on the gas block, and there is on the rail you can mount iron sights in the rear. The rifle is usable in the NRA type high power competition, which you mount iron type sights on. If the sniper were to use this rifle and the scope would go out there, there's bolt-on iron sights, and they also have an experimental fold-down iron sight system that can stay right on the rifle with the scope. Let's see here. The scope is a Leopold Mark IV M1. It's a 10-power scope, and it's it's a duplex reticle, and it's one of the favorite scopes by both the U.S. Army and by most of the police agencies in the United States. The rifle is expensive. Suggested retail is $2,495. the price goes into the care that is made. When you look at what an M14 rifle brought up to full match standards, that's really quite a moderate price. Knights also makes a suppressor that fits on this rifle, noise suppressor. Many of you were impressed with the previous demonstrations. This suppressor is available at $750 suggested retail price, and it's a easily maintained suppressor, does not use wipes. It's absolutely remarkably effective. All the, the internal parts are stainless steel, the external tube is stainless steel, and it does not, and this is quite remarkable, interfere with the impact of the bullet when the rifle is zeroed with the suppressor on or off. And that's an exception to the rule if any of you have any experience in it. Now what Eric is going to try to do here, the first row, red balloons, is at about 90 meters, and the second row is in the 200. All right, put your ears on.
Appreciate you letting us look at that so well there, fellas.
Oh, you'll like this one. Yeah. We'll have a good one there. Yeah, like 35, 40 gallons of gasoline.
Loading and operating the SR-25 is exactly the same as an M16. Anybody who knows the M16 or AR-15 rifle, you hand them an SR-25, everything is the same. Takedown, cleaning, safety operation, magazine release, etc.
Beats sitting home watching stupid football games, doesn't it, on Saturday?
The wind has given Eric some moving targets.
Like they're showing on the nowadays? Go ahead. Go wide.
308 match round. And that's pretty damn quiet.
Right?
Most of the sound that you hear is just the crack, the sonic crack of the bullet.
It sounds like a 20.
The mechanical action from the gun, opposed to what you hear from the gun.
Right.
Yeah, this is
Now, from the sighting aspect,
about
there
75
is no muzzle flash when this suppressor is on.
staggered so we can see
And
everything.
there is no muzzle blast.
The one gal will be at 50
anybody
yards
trying to
from the
locate the sniper, all they have to
Yeah, they'll be
by
able to see
is
on
the
this
crack.
one here.
Well, the crack actually extends clear out to where the bullet hits the ground. So it
Angle
it's very difficult to locate a shooter when a good suppressor is on the rifle, even though the bullet is inside the crack. Thank you, folks.
I cannot go any longer use approved in my head.
Big ones are going to be at 65 and 75.
I will keep legal, but not putting out
I've got a color code or something, you know. When they don't open real fast, you know you got the wrong end.
M1A, which I really think the grip on it is quite powerful.
We'll spread these ones that are closest really far apart. So.
So we got each 12, 13, 14 now. They're going to eat something. With that taste in your mouth.
No, bet.
I need to play around. You want to take us from the this down with the 60.
Those of you who made these events in the past know this is sponsored jointly by Soldier, Fortune, and Murphy.
We're only got 2 out by the car, but it's like big ones with like 10 gallons each.
I went for one under the car? Yeah, I can get it up.
It'll start the fire. Go up. Still didn't work right.
Let's go. Let's see if we can put it into work.
This is M1A, 308 California.
This is a piece of
You found what?
Wow.
That was, I was put it. So he sent him a new one.
It's got some good kickstand.
Now, firepower.
DF legal? I wonder what this device is. Go look into it.
Restaurant Gusto. Got $25 for the show special on those devices. If you'd like to Hellfire, and you know the number.
Hellfire. Huh.
They're at
I'll have to look into that.
It's got to stay in the basic configuration.
Thank you, gentlemen.
What you do when we go out?
You'd be surprised to find that 30 to 40% of the shooters in the Soldier Fortune 3-gun match use Glock handguns. And one of the reasons I want to give this presentation is that there's a lot of people just don't quite understand what's the story about Glock. Because there's been a lot of bad publicity and good publicity, and you hear about major agencies using it, and you hear that it's a terrorist special and all these kind of stories. The Glock handgun is different from the rest of the handguns in the world in 2 major ways. It's the first successful polymer frame handgun. There's been other ones that have had a polymer frame, but it's really the first truly successful one. And what does polymer mean? The Glock handguns, the lower portion here is made of a polymer. The plastic word is forbidden around Glock, but when you come right down to it, that's what it is. But it's a very high strength plastic that is not comparable to what you know, the Mattel type plastic. These they're Glock pistols that have been fired over 1 million rounds in existence. A friend of mine has one that's fired over 300,000 rounds without a problem. The militaries of Austria, Norway, and Netherlands use it. The German Bundesgrenzschutzgruppe 9 use it. It's used extensively all around the world by different elite military agencies and U.S. police agencies. In the last 6 years or 7 years that Glock's been in the United States, they've sold approximately 1.5 million of these handguns in the United States. Now this lower part here is the polymer. Everything else, the slide and the barrel are steel, and the other parts some are steel and some are polymer. That is the thing that caught all the news, this polymer construction. People said, well, it's invisible to X-rays. It is not invisible to X-rays. The X-ray Glock, it looks like a pistol. People say, well, it doesn't have metal in the frame. Your bones don't have metal in it either, and they show up on X-ray too. The gun will show up in X-ray. As far as metal detection, by weight, something like 80% of the gun is metal. You won't get through the metal detector with the Glock either. So that's gone. Now, the most significant thing about the Glock pistol is the trigger action. The trigger action is of what was called a double action only. That is, when you pull the trigger, you are cocking the striker and releasing the striker with the trigger action. That's what double action means. It doesn't mean the number of ways the gun can be shot. It means what the action of the trigger is. So that when you pull the trigger on a Glock pistol, you're actually cocking it and releasing the striker. But the difference with the Glock pistol is most double actions autos have about a 12-pound trigger pull. The Glock pistol has a two-stage trigger pull, much like you encounter with an M1 Garand or M14. There's a slack stage and a brake stage. And the Glock standard trigger pull is 5 pounds. Now this is done by a very clever means using opposing springs. I don't know how many of you can see this. Can you see it at all? Alright, well we won't spend a lot of time with it. There is the striker spring right here around the firing pin that wants to drive the striker forward. And this trigger pin spring right here wants to, in a sense, pull it to the rear. So these bounce off. So when you take up the trigger, the first stage of the slack on a trigger pull with a Glock pistol, it's only a couple pounds. You are doing the same thing that the 12-pound pull does on a typical double-action pistol. It's hard to believe, but it's true. And if you ever want to come by, when we have a setup, we have a cutaway pistol, and you can actually see the internal workings. So what does this do for you? Well, with the Glock pistol, there's no manual safeties to engage or disengage, no decocking levers to engage and disengage. You chamber around, and you put the pistol in your holster. That's all you got to do. If you want it to fire, you pull the trigger. If you don't want it to fire, you don't pull the trigger. There are 3 automatic safeties that are operated by the trigger. The first is a little safety on the trigger face, which when depressed allows the trigger to go to the rear. The second is a safety on the firing pin, which blocks the firing pin from going forward unless the trigger is pulled. And then finally there's a drop safety in the rear that blocks the firing pin from going forward unless the trigger is pulled. So there's 3 safeties. And we have a videotape that's rather funny of a police agency trying to check out the Glock to see if it's drop safe. They loaded up the Glock pistol, they dropped it off the building, then they took it up in a helicopter, they dropped it from 100 feet, didn't fire. They kept going, they got up to 300 feet. They missed the ground. They actually hit some of the range sheds, bounced the gun, they still didn't fire. The gun is very, very safe. It will not fire. If it's properly maintained, it will not fire.
Okay, sort of build up, you know.
Okay? Now, this motley crew of people we have there are from the Novak shooting team. We've got Wayne Novak, Steve Walsh, Dick Thomas, and the ugly guy over there is Ken Hackett. I'm sorry. These guys are all good shooters. They didn't win a damn thing out there. But we like them anyway. They're going to just do a little shooting with our guns as I go through them. But before I go into the guns, I want to point out a couple things. One is that Glock got their start. What? Shoot! Go on, gun down range. Glock got their start in injection molding. And they were making things like bayonets and knives and entrenching tools for the Austrian military. Along came a pistol requirement in 1980. The Austrian was looking for a pistol. The requirement was rather bizarre. It required some features that are kind of uncommon. Mr. Glock, his name's Gaston Glock, is a genius as far as mechanical design. He had within 90 days a prototype, a design. He had a working prototype within 90 days. He was with another 90 days. Within a year, he had a production pistol. It went against all the pistols that you normally have heard about, like the Beretta and the Steyr and all these that were around at that time. And the Glock pistol, with that short development design period, defeated all these pistols in this very stringent Austrian pistol trial. It kind of set the whole world on its ear that this new company, never made a gun before, would come up with something that was that good. Like I say, since then, the Norwegians tested it, have adopted it, the Belgians tested it, adopted it, and it's working its way around. In the United States today, the police agencies, approximately 40% of the police agencies that are buying new semi-automatic handguns are buying Glock pistols. It's being used by most of the government agencies like DEA, Border Patrol, it's just one of the most common handguns you're going to find, and it's getting accepted more and more worldwide. Now, the Glock pistols are available in a variety of calibers. The first was Model 17 in 9mm. It's this is the one that's been, this is the first one. This is the one that's been around the longest. It has a 17-round magazine as standard. It has nothing to do with the name Model 17, by the way. It has an optional +2 magazine, which has a thicker base plate that holds 19 rounds with one in a chamber. This pistol gives you 20 rounds. Now, in comparison to the rest of the pistols on the market, the Glock pistol, it holds the most rounds of any of its competitors. It is also the lightest. It is also the simplest. It only has 34 parts. Good comparison, the US M9 pistol by Beretta has 70 parts. The pistol may be totally disassembled with nothing more than a pin punch. No special tools are required. It has the shortest trigger reach of all the large capacity knives. This is significant for people with small hands, particularly people of small stature and women. The Glock is the best handgun of the large capacity knives in that category. The gun is engineered to handle +B 9mm ammunition or submachine gun ammo without any problem. It is extremely durable and reliable gun. We'll start off here with my buddy Wayne. You got the picture? Put it rip, Wayne.
And this is Wayne Novak.
Now, there's been a lot of questions at the SOF shoot about drop-free magazines. The Glock is developing drop-free magazines for all of the pistols. Right now, if you have a loaded magazine and you hit the magazine release, the magazine will not fall out. That was a design feature in original specifications. Because so many Americans are used to the magazine dropping out like with high power or with a 1911. Glock is going to make such magazines available. Go ahead, Rick. They go fast. Thanks, Mike. Now because there was a strong market for a handgun that could be carried concealed in 9mm, Glock developed the Model 19, which is in my hand right here. Now, the Model 19 is a half-inch shorter in length, front to rear, and it's half-inch shorter in height. It only weighs 23 ounces. This little handgun still holds 15 rounds in the standard magazine, one in the chamber, 16, the same as an M9 pistol, the U.S. Army M9 pistol. This pistol and its bigger brother, the Model 17, weigh less, fully loaded, than the M9 pistol does empty. Alright? This holds the same as the M9. With the +2 base plate, it holds 2 rounds more than an M9. There are no protuberances, no safeties, decockers. This handgun is very easy to carry concealed, very comfortable to carry concealed. You can see, looking at it from your side, by Corbon ammunition,
J.D. Jones with the SSK shirt on.
Is designed to give some interesting performance in a very small package. What JD is holding here is a standard AR-15 bottom with the M16 bottom with a 300 Whisper top, which basically consists of an M16 upper receiver with a 300 Whisper barrel through. Now the cartridge, you have one there you can hold up here. The cartridge has the same length as the 223. It comes in a couple different loadings. The the high velocity loading puts a 150 grain bullet out at 2,250 feet per second. Basically, that's AK-47 type ballistics in a little weenie round like that. Then the most interesting, possibly, round, it shoots a 220 grain bullet. Peter, a 220 grain bullet at about 1,025 feet per second. Now, why is that significant? That's just under the speed of sound. So we have a cartridge with a 220 grain bullet, 30 caliber, at subsonic velocity. So as you watched when Stoner was shot, the Stoner rifle, the SR-25, had that suppressor on it. You heard that crack sound. Well, now you're going to hear this one fired with a subsonic 220 grain bullet. Now, this thing is a minute of angle or better cartridge. This rifle can engage point targets out to 300 meters easily with subsonic ammunition, something that a silenced 9mm submachine gun only wished it could do. Now what JD's going to do first is to fire the 150 grain high velocity ammunition in an unsuppressed 300 Whisper rifle. Now this is AK-47 type ballistic.
Can go wrong, will go wrong.
Of course, it's the best time for it to happen. That looked like a bullet cake. Stick the can.
We had Mr. Murphy do this. We're going to go right to the subsonic ammunition. This is a 220 grain bullet at 1,025. And what he's going to do first is set it in a gas mode, which is where the rifle will not cycle. All right? That is, there's no gas cycling the action. So the only noise you'll hear is the hammer drop and then whatever comes out the end. You don't need a suppressor for this, ear protection for this.
Wow.
Now it has to be cycled manually because, like I said, the gas system is turned off.
You hear almost nothing.
Now, by just turning a little switch, engaging the gas system, it now can be operated semi-automatically. Now this is full auto.
Fantastic.
This is a very impressive weapon system, folks. JD has this on display at the convention. Come go by and take a look at it. Peter has his display right next door. The ammunition is available, factory made by Corvon Ammunition. You do not have to handle this cartridge. Thank you.
J.D. Jones. That's it.
Those big slugs make a lot of noise when they hit the car, don't they? Okay, the people from Palace Plus are coming up, and I think they need to set up downrange, so we'll let them get their material out.
Power plus ammo.
Type 258, Ordnance Skeleton, prepared as per Colonel Tacro's recommendation of the Army Wound Ballistics Lab. It's supposed to be just about as most accurate substitute for living meat that you can use. We also have some clay and some watermelons, and as we go out, the clay, the gelatin will act just like meat. The clay will show the maximum expanded cavity. It doesn't pull back in as meat will. And the watermelons are just for fun. Okay, first round we're going to be shooting is a 9mm beehive. A beehive is a fragmented, pre-fragmented, solid core, flangeable projectile. In the nose of this bullet, there are 3 sub-projectiles that take off on a 30-degree path to the bullet once it starts to expand. Then the core, as the bullet expands normally, the core as it penetrates is stripped off. You get about 9 to 10 inches penetration in a wound channel comparable to some of the other flangeables on the market, but you also have the penetration which in a lot of the safety rounds that are out do not have enough penetration.
Hope he doesn't flip that table. Bought it then.
Whoa.
All right. All right, now we're going to shoot a 9 into gelatin. Let me get up here and sit down. All right, now we're going to shoot the 9 into about a $15 roast. Could have had it for dinner.
Oh, that's true.
There we go.
You got it that time. Yeah. A frog.
That's right. I'm the one that's next. Alright. Next round we're going to shoot is a 9mm heavyweight round. This round is 158 grain rebated boat tail with a solid core. It also has 3 sub-projectiles in the nose that act just like the beehive round. But even though it's subsonic, you still get almost 17 inches of penetration. Alright. Right through the gel. Okay. Now let's have a heavyweight into the clay.
Great shot!
Alright, in the clay. Alright, and that's out of the Flintlock Gunworks 9mm Colt. Alright, now the next round that we're going to shoot is a 9mm Annihilator X. This is a high explosive incendiary round. It's a 147 grain rebated boat tail with a photo flash compound in it. Alright, let's have Annihilator into some gelatin. I know it's kind of hard to see from back there, but we're going to move the tables back behind so y'all can get a better look at it. All right, let's have a 9mm Annihilator into the clay ball. All right. Give me a burst down there on that car there. Let's show them what it's like for auto suppress with some Annihilators.
That's awesome.
Just like the movies, huh?
Yeah.
TV bullets. All right, now we're going to move to 45 caliber. First in the lineup is the 45 Beehive. Same basic construction as the 9mm, set this up to 158 grain. 168 grain. It's traveling about 1,100 feet per second around the coast. Let's have a 45 into some gelatin there.
Oh, you shouldn't die for it.
On the spot, man!
Stand up.
Got the electrician's back, man! Reverse is leaving!
Alrighty, now let's shoot the 45 Beehive into the clay.
They go to crack! Hit the clay!
Alright, and now what we're going to shoot is the 45 heavyweight. This is one of my personal favorites. A standard 45 ball load is 230 grain full metal jacket at about 876 feet per second. This 45 heavyweight is a rebated boat tail hollow point weighs 275 grains, and comes out at 925 feet per second. This bullet was tested by Colonel Facker at Presidio. It goes 78 caliber and penetrates 19 inches. Let's shoot one into the gelatin.
Yeah, I hit it this time.
There we go. All right, now let's shoot a same heavy weight into that last clay block. All right.
Daddy.
So the next round we're going to be shooting an Annihilator X in 45. This bullet is a 200 grain rebated bow tail. If it was made out of solid lead, it would weigh 300 grains. That gives you an idea of how much internal capacity this bullet has. Same deal with the detonator and the photo flash compound. Let's shoot it into the gelatin. That's one of my personal favorites right there. All right?
Gelatin.
Turn on them blocks and let's, yeah, get that set.
Little piece of meat.
Chop meat coming.
Jesus Christ. Put your hands up. Catch it.
That's it. Dinner.
Yeah, cook and everything.
Let's see if we can tenderize that meat a little bit there. There we go. All right.
He hit that one dead center.
All right, now we're going to shoot some of our 12 gauge rounds.
12 gauge. Nope, that block gave up. It didn't want to be hit.
All right, this the first round that we're going to shoot is called the fucking ball load. This is a 7/8 ounce.
Fucking ball or fucking ball?
Oh yeah, let's run a mag through on that car of the Annihilators. I'm the suppressed police gun from PGW.
223 Annihilator.
Here we go.
Fire on the mountain! Okay, shotgun. We're going to need somebody.
You got fire on the mountain!
Fire down range. Range officers? Alright. Clear the weapons, they got to go down range.
Those incendiaries work.
I guess they...
Yeah. Fire truck out.
Shift that sucker.
Put the lights on, don't let anyone drive out in front of you.
It's a different drill and you're shooting the 50 cal when they get down. That's sucker, it's going, man, especially as dry as it is right now.
As you can see, the incendiary rounds were fine, and some of them went under the car and over the car and packed on the part that's been used. I think as the dryness out here in the desert, we've got police doesn't that we can see sections of the fire going. Put out.
Where you can see the actual fragment and see all the temporary cavity and just exactly what a bullet does when it hits. It's clear enough. We'll set them right there. You can stop by and see them.
Yeah,
and you'll be able to see the pieces.
12 gauge fucking ball.
We're going to shoot it on the silhouette so we'll be able to move it back and you can see how they pattern. Give me a shot. All right. Now, next round we're going to shoot is called a 12 gauge. This one's used for ground control, psychological advantage, make them duck where you can get up and see them without them shooting at you. Don't let cook them. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it over to Dale Blaylock from BGW. He's going to shoot some ammo.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, now we're also going to shoot some 12 gauge bird bombs. These are for wildlife control.
We have some skydivers are going to be coming out soon.
About 13,000.
Really?
Guess what? All the batteries about to get busy. Now they let the smoke.
Yeah. It would have been a lot better to jump with the wind.
No, that kind of first made it to the I see the panels give you forward movement at about 20 miles an hour, 20, 25 miles an hour. It's usually to control it and then turn and hold. Heck, they're, they're a mile. 3/4 anyway.
Oh, it went out about maybe 10 seconds earlier.
If they get right over us, they'll probably swirl.
Yeah, this guy, he's going
He's not going to make it.
Yeah, he's dropping too fast. This guy over here, I don't think he's going to make it over to us.
That one guy I'm sorry.
Okay, let's try the other three.
Why? Boy, he's going to land right on the roof. This soft place.
This one's not going to park too far.
No? First one.
There's another one here on the ground. And let's see what we can do up here. And he's got an SOF banner. He's holding behind him, though it's very difficult to see it. Some sure see we've got the other jumper.
Bye!
Goodbye! There we go. All right, right on the panel. Last one.
My son's better than that. Maybe.
Suck them feet up.
Feet up, go on. Feet up.
All right.
Good shot. Good shot.
We have a special treat for the jumpers. General Jack Singlau is here, and he's going to present them with jump wings.
General Jack Singlau is going to present the jumpers with jump wings.
Yeah.
General Single Out. We were at a party with him last night, and he's a character. He joined right in with the festivities.
He's going to get his people.
We have to give your wings to the guys over there.
Yeah. Going to have a whole bunch of people guys come up.
We taking this out?
Four big ones going back. How far back? Where do you want to go out to? Tell you what's going on. I have two sets of two in the back. That's 10 gallons for the far side. Equidistant, you know. We want to put the 5 pedestals too. Put mats on this one. We're going to put 5, the 1 5-horses, 1 gallon ones. Right about what you're saying. Then we have all the 6 or 10, that's 0.2 gallons and 3 horses, 6 gallons.
What we're seeing next over here is the gentleman carrying out all this jellied gasoline and stuff we saw them preparing earlier for a final awesome display.
Those are going right about this. Come back to you, Paul. Hell, I can tell you what we know. What's our focus? We're going to shoot from the...
Oh, wait, now I know. Hear that white-haired goofball.
Yeah, I set the bleachers up a little bit.
Icky, that watermelon there off.
So we're going to have the muzzles.
Gentlemen, off the hill, please.
I think so, yeah.
Off the hill, please. Off the barn. Won't bet on sins your eyebrows, nothing. He's just far enough off the one. Scott? Scott?
Such a humor.
Okay, next.
Hopefully this guy won't try and kiss him.
Oh, Mike Hurley, okay.
These guys are basically packed him in a little bit. Start moving.
That's actually my last year.
Next year's wing is Bernhard Mueller. Good from Germany.
He did hit the target. truck must have gone back to refill.
Range for Joe Henson. Give him a hand.